Guys, welcome back to Love Ribbon. I'm the Leviathan, and let's continue on with the game. Where we last left off, Zoey and Iris became closer and shared an intimate moment just about, but then it didn't happen. And now we are going to start a movie, so let's start it. With that, the movie begins playing. It opens on a dark wet bayou. The camera takes us into the back of a crusty, decrepit boathouse. The sound of flies overwhelm the audience. Title text flashes to dramatic music. Reaper's Cove. I laugh at the corny title screen, looking over at Zoey's reaction. Paying close attention to the movie, though. I nibble at my popcorn. As we watch the movie, it began to feel more and more intense. Zoey turns the lights down earlier, which only helped the movie scenes become more terrifying. Not long before the movie has me screaming involuntarily and hiding my face. Zoey laughs at my reaction the first few times, but soon she grows concerned. Iris, are you okay? I can turn it off. No, I'm cool. I lie, but she sounds like she feels bad, and I can't have that. My answer seems to satisfy her, though. We settle back down to watch the movie. Then another horrific scene occurs, and I find myself yet screaming again. Zoey gets up, turns the movie off, then walks over to the lamp to switch it on. I'm sorry I'm so lame, it's just I'm always alone, so I don't like to scare myself. Things scare me. Trailing off, I look down at my hands. Could this get any more embarrassing? It isn't a big deal. The movie was kinda dumb, and watching you get worked up was the best part anyways. She looks at me with a cheeky smile. Not a smirk, but something more mischievous. It was mean of me. I wanted to watch you get scared. Ugh, that's mean. I don't know how I'm gonna fall asleep tonight. You could sleep in my room, I guess. What? I look at Zoey for any signs of a joke, but she stares at me. She stares at the blank TV nonchalantly. Oh, okay, sure. Zoey nods and excuses herself to change into her pajamas, heading down the hall. I sit quietly on the couch. I'm gonna sleep in Zoey's bed? Is it normal to feel such a rush thinking about this? I've never slept in someone else's bed before, even though this technically is my apartment. While excitement is coursing through me, the creeping darkness of the empty living room is starting to send a chill down my spine. Stupid horror movie. I hurry to begin preparations for sleep. When I changed into my t-shirt and shorts, I knock on Zoey's bedroom door, which is slightly ajar. You don't have to knock, you know. Come on in. I peer into her dark room. Looks like Zoey's already gotten into bed. Here. Zoey pats next to her on her bed, lifting up the sheet. Alright, calm down, Iris. It's just her bed. Not a big deal. I approach, crawling onto the bed. Being this close to Zoey in the place that she sleeps, her smell overwhelms me. It's warm and sort of earthy, but also pleasantly sweet. Maybe from her shampoo? I want to bury my pillow into her face and inhale. Or bury my face into her pillow and inhale. Ugh, I was probably making a pretty weird expression just now. I'm not thankful it's so dark. I'm sorry. Eh? I said I'm sorry. It's fine, the movie wasn't that scary. It was, but I'm not going to admit that. No, for being so mean when I first met you. Oh well, you weren't mean. It was wrong to act that way. The truth is, I wanted to hate you. So I was thinking that I might admit I was wrong. You? Admit you were wrong? Despite my attempt at an over-the-top reaction to lift the mood, Zoey continues unabated. Yes, I believe I may have misjudged you. I came here resenting you, father, mother, and everyone else. I didn't want to attend this stuffy school or live with you, although it was just another reminder that my life is always being decided for me by other people. Hated it. You had this totally normal, well-adjusted life. I didn't want to get along with someone who had everything. But I was wrong to include you in that. None of the circumstances in my life are your fault, and you're just as much of a victim of our parents' whims as I am. That's why I apologize. Honestly, I just wanted to push all of my anger onto someone. That's a surprising mature thing to admit. At my old school, you get angry, they sit you down in detention for dissent after class until you're ready to explain why you're angry in detail. They can keep you there for days, so it's better just to come out and say it. Is that legal or healthy? What the hell? It gave me a lot of time to think about my emotions. Mostly I just learned how to hide them better. Well, I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions about you so quickly. After all, you left your entire life behind to come to me. Or come here. Not really. You didn't leave anyone behind? Zoey shrugs, as often as she does. So, did you have anyone back at your old school? Zoey stares at me blankly. We don't want to ask about a boyfriend, because then it might kill the moment. Ask about friends instead. I mean, friends and stuff. Nobody I was really close with. It's not like we could really go hang out or anything. Heading off campus was prohibited, and pretty well enforced. What about you? You must have had loads of friends as a kid. No, I hardly had any friends growing up. With my father moving all the time, I often transferred to schools later in the year. As a kid, it's not so easy to make lasting friendships when you know you're going to leave school soon. I remember I used to watch the family across the street from us this one year. They had this great big window, and every night they'd eat together. I used to imagine them inviting me over to sit with them, and then I'd go over to my window and watch them eat and imagine sitting with them every night. You didn't have anyone around? Well, my father was always busy with his job, and still is. The housekeeper only came over at certain times, and the chef. My father insisted I'd only eat really balanced meals. I would get these pre-made things, all prepared by the chef, wrapped in tinfoil containers. Just broccoli, gluten-free pasta, and this awful Brussels sprouts dish I hated. You know why father wanted me to eat well, but as a kid it was just the worst. I try off as Zoey listens quietly. Sorry, I must sound so spoiled. I'm complaining about the food a chef made, of all things. You must have had it way worse at your school. I've heard places like that are really strict. Chicory stuff was always considered contraband, but it was easy to get. You could trade a Snickers bar for stuff like eyeshadow. I used to volunteer in the kitchen because I was so bored all the time. Honestly, it was just like a prison. You're not allowed to leave campus except on certain days. Everyone eats the same amount of food. It was a boarding school? Girls' school. Where rich parents send their kids when they don't want to deal with them anymore. Most girls had problems with drugs or something. Me, Mom just didn't want to deal with my attitude whenever she brought men home. Iris, did father ever mention her? He did, well, only when I asked. He said he hadn't been in contact with her for some time. But he never once mentioned I had a sister. I don't think he knew. My mother refused to talk about our father. Anytime I brought him up, she changed the subject. I hated her so much for it. It cost me so much money to get away from my mother in that stupid school. I'm sorry. Not your fault. I didn't even know about you until I was able to come here and meet your father. Our father. My stupid mother. Why the hell didn't she say a word about you all my life? Father says he didn't know I even existed until I called him. I listened intently to Zoey vent her frustrations. I had no idea about any of this. You sent me here to attend school and live with you, but I'm not after a free ride. As soon as I get enough money to pay him back, I'm out of here. What? You can't leave, we just became friends. I don't want to be a burden on anyone. You're not Zoey, What? What was I just going to say to her? I love living with you. Please don't leave so soon. We can still be friends even if I leave, Iris. Plus, it's not like we can really be together forever anyways. Be together forever? You know, like if we were dating or something. Wait, what the hell am I saying? I just mean like we're sisters, so we'd have to grow apart eventually. Why is she saying all these mean things? Iris? Well, we're friends now, so that's what matters. Yeah. I slide my hand over the sheets resting on top of Zoey's own. Feels soft and cool to the touch. I'm happy to have such a nice sister living with me. Zoey shifts uncomfortably. I realize I've touched her hand without permission. I hastily remove it. No, it's not that. My eyes widen as Zoey moves my hand back into position. That's the thing. Are we really sisters? What do you mean? I haven't been able to figure it out. I mean, why our parents never told us. Mom always told me you were Dad's daughter from another marriage. And then when I finally called Dad, he said otherwise. All my life, Mother never mentioned a word about you. I mean, not that I treat you any differently, but wouldn't you want to know? I processed Zoey's question. If we aren't related and our parents are divorced, maybe we can... wait, is that legal? I should search for that on the internet. Ugh, I must be sick in the head thinking this way. Zoey probably isn't even into that. You're staring. Sorry. It'd be fun to be together like this more often. Like this? Just, enjoying each other's company. I don't know what I mean. Never mind. I know what you mean. I want to spend lots of time more together together soon. Don't try to get out of it. Got that? I'm really happy me and Zoey could become closer today. though I can't help but worry about this feeling in my chest. Every time I'm around Zoey, I feel nervous and excited all at the same time. Like my heart could just burst at any moment. Maybe this is what having a sister is like? I don't know. Possibly. An unfamiliar ceiling greets me as I stir in my sheets. Light streams through the window, hitting my face, at an uncomfortable angle. Time for school. Oh no. What time is it? I scramble to check my phone. 7:15 a.m. Forgot to set an alarm last night. Ugh. We're gonna be late. We gotta hurry if we're gonna make it on time. How could you be so loud this early? I hastily extract myself from Zoey's bed. I hear her sigh and look over just in time to see her hide herself under the covers. Oh no you don't. No more tardiness, got it? Alright, yeesh. Zoey dutifully flies out of bed. She rubs the sleep from her eyes and then groans into her hands. I turn, stifling laughter. I really shouldn't be so happy seeing Zoey miserable, but it's great that she's willing to be on time for school now. Okay, I'm going to get dressed. Examining my lackluster appearance in the mirror once more, my shoulders dip in defeat. This is what I get for not setting the alarm. I've got to go to school with my hair in this sorry bedheaded state, but it's not like I have a choice. I hope Zoey is getting ready. Speaking of which, I spot Zoey's crumpled uniform on the floor behind me, where she discarded it during the movie last night. I grab it up off the floor. Ugh, really is no good how wrinkled it's gotten. There's no time to iron. But Zoey can't go to school like this. She'll look like a scarecrow. Even a bit of ironing will improve the sorry state it's in. I begin to make my way towards the laundry room. Now where did I... Woo! Ah. Yes? Oh, Zoey's... My eyes instinctively go to her chest. I'm sorry. I mumble, still staring at her breasts. I mean, I'd seen other girls' bodies before, like girls in my gym class and obviously my own. Seeing Zoey's up so close, exhilarating and terrifying at the same time. My eyes roam lower to her belly and then her. My entire body tightens in desire the second I catch a glimpse of the smooth skin down there. Oh, her hips. They're not narrow and bony like mine. They actually curve out in a pleasing manner and plunge down to become her thighs. Between them, my breath hitches. Here is my sister. My little sister, and standing in front of me almost naked. Heat rises throughout my entire body. What's wrong? Nothing. My sister easily rattles me out of the indecent thoughts with a perturbed look. My body look weird or something? No, it looks nice. It does? For the millionth time this week, I'm at a loss of words. What should I say? I'm basically just checking my sister out. I've got to say something and dispel the general weirdness here. Let's just go for the kill. I was just thinking about how nice your body is. You know, you're so tall like a model and have such a really nice body. I'm more bones than anything. What? You know, you're more sexy. Did I just say that? What the heck? Am I going insane? Sexy? I mean, what the hell? Why did I say that? Have I lost my mind? I meant, clothes, you know, show off that model-like physique in some cute clothes. Oh. Not that I don't think you look cute. I mean, you could just show off your body more in some more or less baggy clothing. Oh god, why can't I stop talking? Well, I just try to wear whatever is comfy. I don't usually think about stuff like that. Yeah, that's a good approach. Probably sound like the biggest idiot right now. I couldn't look her in the eyes. What do you find sexy? What do I find sexy? Yeah. I don't know, I didn't mean to say that. It was just a joke. My voice is so high that it sounds like a squeaky dog toy. Zoey pouts briefly, then shrugs. Okay. I have to get a handle of this word vomit. I've always had a bit of trouble expressing myself, but when I'm around Zoey, it gets so much worse. I don't think I'm sexy. And I don't think you're bony either. I think you're pretty. Zoey mumbles and looks away, bending over to grab her shirt out of the dryer. The brief sight is enough to leave me lightheaded. Starts putting the wrinkled garment on. Can't even think about scolding her for the state of her uniform is in. All I could do is stare at her beautiful smooth stomach as it slowly encased beneath the white shirt. And then the final button on the shirt breaks the spell. Now I'm robbed of the radiant sight. I blink several times, reminding myself of what I'm doing. I stare at my half-naked little sister while she puts on her clothes. I'm sorry. I barely managed to gasp that out, almost crashing into the door as I spin to leave. I'm sorry, I hear myself repeating as I hurry out and close the door behind me. Iris. Yes? Nervously, I turn back to Zoey, who peers out the door. 3 over the top buttons of her shirt are undone. I give every mental detail not to look below her neck. My sweater. What? You're holding my sweater. My eyes dive down to my hands and the reason why I went into the laundry room. Here you go. Zoey reaches for my outreached hand, her slim fingers briefly meeting mine when she takes the fabric from me. I avert my eyes to the far wall until I hear the door shutting behind me. At that, I take a long shaky breath and bolt back to the living room. What the hell was that? What is wrong with me? My heart hasn't stopped pounding since I left the laundry room. What was I even thinking? I just stared at her like that. Are we ready to go? What? The school. I'm dressed now. Alright, yeah. With that robotic response, we began to take a quiet trek to school. At school, nothing I could do to shake the mental image of Zoey's body from my mind. Math equations, English essays, even almost tripping and falling down the stairs didn't take my mind off her. Ugh. Are you okay? Huh? My surroundings slowly fade in as I look up. The confused face of my classmates as the real world greets me. You've really been out of it today. I just asked you something, like twice now. I'm fine. The classmates exchange quick glances. That response sounds fake even to my own ears. I'm sorry, I'm just a little tired, that's all. Classmates nod, turning back into around in their seats, seeming to forget whatever it is they wanted earlier. I sigh and sink back into my own seat. The only thing I wanted to do was see Zoey again. I passed what felt like the longest day of my life just thinking unendingly of my sister. Makes no sense. How can x be 3? If y is 10 and 2 is pi over... z is pi over 2, then x should be... Tap my pen on my notebooks as math problems stare at me from every angle. For every question I finish, 10 more take its place. I start to feel like I'll never finish. Ugh, there's still so much work to do. Have I been studying so much around Zoey that I've forgotten how to study, or spending so much time around Zoey that I've forgotten how to study? No, you can't blame this on Zoey. It's your own fault for slacking off. Come on, Iris, if y is 10 and z is pi over 2, then x should be 5. I still can't see how x be anything other than 5. Turn to the back of the textbook to check the answer once more. No matter how many times I check, the answer is still 3. Oh, come on, am I going crazy or is this book wrong? I need a break. I push my book aside and cross my arms on my desk. I rest my head on my arms and close my eyes, slowing my breath as I do. I guess an hour or 2 studying each night just isn't enough. Maybe I should start revising before school each morning as well. Zoey would probably make fun of me for being such a nerd, but at least I'd get my scholarship. I began to think about Zoey. Despite never studying, at least to my knowledge, her grades aren't bad at all. I, on the other hand, study every night, and still my grade in math is somehow lower than hers. How does she do it? Oh, Zoey, where are you? You don't have a show tonight, do you? After school, I waited almost 30 minutes to catch Zoey leaving. No avail. I could have sworn she would be home tonight. Once I begun to think about Zoey, I can't stop. I miss her. I want her to be here, right beside me, making fun of me or complaining about my whining. I want her to talk to her about nothing and to have deeper conversation about nothing. I want to laugh with her, joke about stupid things that happen at school, forget about everyone else as we simply enjoy one another's company. Zoey, why do I miss you so much? We only parted ways a few hours ago. I shouldn't be this lonely. Yet, every time I think about you, suddenly a vivid recollection enters my mind. Zoey's beautiful lean body wrapped in her mismatched panties and bra, her flawless rear end sticking up as she bends over to fish her shirt out of the dryer. The moment we almost kissed, the moment we began to question every facet of our relationship, the moment where I dared to think about my sister as something other than a sister. This isn't good. If you don't get home soon, Zoey, your sister's going to do something drastic. I lift my head and look around. Zoey's nowhere to be seen. I can't see or hear another person in my home. But what I can see is my computer. No, I really shouldn't. I need to study. I can't look at something like that. That would be responsible. Despite my rationalizing, I don't hesitate to turn on my computer. Oop, I just a little bit. Okay, isn't it? All right. And it's not like I'm doing this because I want to. I needed to do this. It's to understand my feelings better. Open up a web browser and try a couple generic terms in the images section of the search engine. Getting results completely unrelated to my query. I disable the safe search filter and try again. There we go. That did. Whoa. Before I even realize what I've done, my screen is flooded. Naked women are sprawled across every inch of the browser screen, assuming all kinds of provocative poses. I know I should have expected this, but it's still a bit, My face heats up as I think about the material I'm searching for. No, I can't get flustered over this much. If I'm going to understand what I've been thinking, I need to go deeper. I hesitantly clear my search engine and try. This time, we're using more crass terminology. The screen is once again flooded with naked women, however, each one of them is now paired with a partner. The women, mostly in their 20s, are all naked and rubbing up against one another. Some are posing together, others are undressing one another, and a few have their hands in... Wah, wah, wah! This is too much. I shouldn't be looking at this. Zoey wouldn't look at this stuff either, right? There's no way she would. I turn away, only to realize that nobody else is here with me. I'm alone. The women in front of me are just pictures. Nobody from them who I should be hiding my face. Then again, I've already come this far. I should see this through. That would be the adult thing to do, right? I pick an image at random and click on it. A new window expands, filling the whole screen. Embedded on it is a video player with a thumbnail matching the image I just clicked. I nervously click on the play button and the video begins. Two women are entwined immediately as the video begins halfway through their act of debauchery. They both have their legs wrapped around one another and their crotches are touching directly, without a single layer of clothing between them. Oh gosh, this is... I hide my face behind my hands, slowly opening my fingers as I dare to catch a glimpse. Two women continue without any regard for my situation. They moan as wildly as they thrust, exhibiting animal-like lust though their lives depended on it. 2 seconds later they stop. The video is paused and my hands are no longer covering my face. That was too intense. Maybe I should start with something more tame. I return to the previous page and refine my search. This time around I'm presented with images of girls only a year older than I am, all in various states of undress. I held my breath and click on the first image of my intent to catch my attention. Okay, this isn't so bad. I can cope with this. On the screen is a video of a girl masturbating. She's alone, and the video begins as she rubs herself with her clothes still on. The girl steadily takes off more and more of her clothing, occasionally adjusting the camera as she does so. Her long, soft black hair frames her lithe body. I notice minor similarities to a certain sister of mine, feeling a rush of excitement in her response. Within minutes, she is completely naked. The camera is zoomed in on her vagina, which is being rubbed directly by her slender fingers. Her speed gradually increases as fluid begins to leak out. The girl's soft moan overlaps with the sound of her wet fingers rubbing against her. I lean forward and before I realize it, I begin to emulate what I'm watching. With my clothes still on, I move my left hand lower. I gently rub myself through my panties and suppress a weak moan of pleasure. My right hand finds its way to my chest. I slightly squeeze my right breast without slowing my left hand in the slightest. This is wrong, but, I hasten my movements as trying to match my speed to the girl on the monitor. By now she is moaning loudly, trying to muffle her voice with a pillow as she moves, her fingers frantically. Her legs spasm and she knocks over the camera she's using to film herself. Even then she continues unabated. Her hips are raised off the ground as she begins to gyrate them towards the camera. I don't even think about my own hands anymore. My entire body is shaking in ecstasy as I feel the combined pleasure of my own body and that of a girl on the screen. My panties are sopping wet, and I almost fall off my chair as I try to adjust my position. The unplanned movement causes my left hand to push against my clit with far more vigor than expected. I feel both pain and pleasure as the friction pushes me over the edge. My hand and wrist are both drenched in my juices, which continue to flow from my body. My lower body jerks a few more times, and at last I collapse backwards against my chair. Clean up the last of the mess with a red face. My panties are soaked. I used a handful of tissues on my poor chair. My browser history has been forever stained. Even so, I feel good. Not just because of the afterglow, but because I was able to experience what I set out to. I found a level of pornography I could stand, watched another girl masturbate, and didn't feel disgusted or dirty in the least. I actually enjoyed the experience. I derived the pleasure from watching another girl feel good. And for the time being, That was enough. Okay, that should do it. Now I just need to throw these in with the rest of the laundry and I'm all set. I exit my room and head towards the bathroom. Before I can take 2 steps away from the door, however, I notice something important. Zoey? Hi. Yeah, hi. Well, I'm gonna get started on dinner. I'll make sure to knock on your door when it's ready. Oh, sure. I stand frozen as I think back to when I first took a break from studying. The only person home at the time, I didn't feel the need to close my door, let alone lock it. Furthermore, I was just studying, and I had nothing to hide. Unfortunately, once I turned on my computer, I completely forgot about that. The volume of my computer turned up and my door ajar. I had done something shameful without any awareness whatsoever of my surroundings. Short. She saw. Zoey saw me doing that. My legs buckle, and I find myself sitting on the floor with my soaked panties clenched in my hand. Caught by my own little sister. Just kill me now. Aw, you got caught whacking it? Thankfully, in the days since that time, Zoey hadn't mentioned a single word about that night. If anything, she'd been friendlier than usual, suggesting that we could eat together or watch movies to watch. It was nice to have such a calm weekend with her, but unfortunately weekends don't last forever. I slump down on my desk as another lesson reaches its conclusion. Though my mind is willing and my body is tired, I find it hard to concentrate as my empty stomach continues to pester me. So hungry. But I don't have the energy to head to the cafeteria right now. Why didn't I just pack myself a lunch? As that complaint leaves my mouth, a lunch bag enters my field of vision. It's heavy, and the person delivering it to me sighs while smiling. You really are hopeless. How will you become an independent woman if you can't feed yourself? Zoey. I flail my arms towards Zoey without raising my head from my desk. So tell me, Iris, what do I get in return for this in-class delivery? I don't offer this service to just anyone, you know. It isn't free? Of course not. I'd go out of business in no time if I didn't charge. Zoey puffs out her chest and smirks. A reward, huh? That's right. What's your offer? I stretch my arms out towards Zoey. How about a big hug? Yeah, I don't think so. We're gonna have to do a little better than that. I should have known you wouldn't be so easy to barter with. I changed my vocal inflections to that of an Old West Dubontent. Ba 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 ba. I fan myself dramatically. Alright, I'll sweeten the deal, sugar. Bring your face a little closer and I'll throw in a free smooch. Oh, and I don't offer this service to just anyone, you know. Zoey and I both chuckle at the remark. You drive a hard bargain, Iris, especially considering I can't receive immediate payment. Hehe, I'm nothing if not shrewd. So where do you want it? On the cheek? On your neck? On the lips, obviously. Ah, you greedy girl. I should have known. Hope you brought something good in return. Of course. Zoey unwraps the box in front of me. Oh, sandwiches. Enough for 2. Yay, I love you, Zoey. Come over here and accept your payment. I pucker my lips and start making kissing sounds with my mouth. Zoey laughs, swatting away my attempts to grab her. Whoa, you two don't hold back on anything, do you? I follow Zoey's gaze as a girl from my class walks over. Aren't you embarrassed, flirting so much in front of everybody? Well, nope, everyone needs to know that Zoey is all mine and I wouldn't give her up for the world. I playfully swing my arms and legs around as I giggle to myself. Gosh, you really are brazzing. How long have you two been dating anyway? Dating? I tilt my head and look up at the girl. We aren't dating. Seriously? I guess it would be kind of weird for sisters to date. As I thoughtlessly utter those words, the girl next to me opens her eyes wide. She takes a step back and stares at me. Then at Zoey if she can't believe what she's just heard. You two are sisters? Yeah, that's right. And you kiss and stuff? No, that's... The girl takes another step backwards. No, it's nothing like that. It was just a joke. Tell her it was just a joke, Zoey. Zoey? Zoey turns away, offering me no assistance. I see. Two girls being together is one thing, but a pair of sisters is a bit... In the same manner as Zoey, the girl looks away, albeit with an expression of disgust rather than embarrassment. Hey, I'm telling you it was just a joke. Zoey and I aren't like that. So you two haven't kissed? No, of course I start out strong, but the notion of Zoey and I kissing comes to mind. So does a vivid memory of the night on which we almost did just that. My face quickly heats up, and I am unable to complete my sentence. Well, I guess there are all kinds of people in the world, or something like that. Though I never thought I'd meet any of them. The girl quickly leaves the classroom without another word. I can hear a couple of my classmates whispering, though thankfully the classroom is mostly empty. Of those remaining, however, my attention belongs first and foremost to the girl right in front of me. Zoey. Zoey slowly turns her face towards me. She still seems to be a bit embarrassed, and I almost hesitate to continue. Zoey, why didn't you suddenly go silent? Now people are going to get the wrong idea about us. Zoey shrugs, scrumping her lips up slightly, then opens her mouth. However, even as she does, no words come out. In the same manner as the girl who approached us moments ago, Zoey turns around and heads towards the door, leaving without saying another word. Ugh, now I don't feel like eating. Alrighty guys, I feel like that's a good stopping point for this episode, and man oh man, did we have some fun today. And I hope that the next episode is going to be even better than this one, and I hope you guys are actually enjoying this series as much as I am. Not to sound like a pervert, but I like reading and such like that. But yeah, if you guys like the videos I do and such, make sure to click the subscribe button you see on the screen here, along with any other videos that I may have up here. But yeah, I have been the Leviathan, and this has been Love Ribbon, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.